Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for race 2 here today. It's the Formula Renault Sprint Series presented by S.R.O.C Racing, and we wait all drivers to grid up before we start this show here tonight. It's Okayama International Circuit, and we are having a reversed starting grid. As we can see here, it's Jonas Gilles first on the grid right now, but we still have to wait some of the drivers here. I believe Nicky Decker will have pole position here, or at least second place, since his last race didn't went very well. And here they are, and we await green lights to get the show on the way. And the drivers are off. It's Nicky Decker on the left side of your screen. On the right side is Goran Protega on the first place. And Goran Protega is safely on the way. It's Dominic Hogendijk diving behind Demis Tigelaar. And let's see here, there's a contact between Bird and Nicky Decker, while Protega has trouble in turn 2. And Nicky Decker, it's a big crash there. There's a lot going on here. We see Solima flying around. It's notable as well. Those two will be probably out for the entirety of this race. And in the back we have Simon Frederick having gone safely through traffic. Hogendijk is having a little bit of trouble here, and we see Dane Bird in first position, followed by Demis Tigelaar, Vellinga in his red Renault, and Swiminen is making the move just about now in the hairpin, or will wait for a better spacement of his car there. And we see that Nuaf has gotten around Dominic Hogendijk in the back. Atkins is putting pressure on Swiminen. Let's see if Atkins can squeeze his car there on the inside of Swiminen here, going into the left-hander here, the slowest turn on the track. Let's see there, we have Dane Bird still in first position, doing very well there. But at least I can see Motoring had this big crash together with Solima there. Got cut off there, going into turn 2, coming out of turn 2 to be honest. Peter Vellinga in third place, fourth place, Lucas Swiminen, Atkins in fifth. Dane Bird is trying to get away from Demis Tigelaar. And let's see if Frelick here can get past Atkins. Does so very well. Needs to make up for lost points in last race. Finished behind Nuaf, who is leading the standings. And Atkins is very well on the way here. Oh, and a little slip up there by Swiminen. Almost lost it there, and will lose his positions maybe to Frelick here. They're side by side coming up to the long straight there. Atkins is going to make it maybe 3 wide even. Doesn't want to give up the inside to Nuaf, that's for sure. Let's see here what these guys can do. It's Swiminen being forced to the outside with Frelick on the inside. Very well done there by Simon Frelick, and Nuaf is trying to get past as well in one move together with Frelick, and he does so. No, not yet. Tries to get around there. They're making it 4 wide. Alex Jensen is also making it 4 wide there. This is incredible here. Oh, and Nuaf spins and breaks his front wing. That's contact with Atkins, and Atkins himself made contact with Janssen, but Janssen doesn't seem bothered by it. Has resumed his race. Let's see if the other 3 can do so as well. 4 wide, maybe not the smartest thing to do there in that corner, but we see Frelick making the most out of it, getting past Tigelaar here on start finish, taking the inside in turn 1, and gets past easily around Demis Tigelaar. And Vellinga is going to be next on his list. Well, we have Dane Bird still in first position, making up a second now, and will try to continue to move on his race and maximize the distance between him and the drivers following him. Let's see what's happening a little bit further back. It's Enderman finding Swiminen's rear axle there, and Demis Tigelaar hasn't given up yet on that third spot. Let's see if he can make a move there. Same goes for Atkins, who is trying to make a move on Nuaf, but Nuaf is fairly late on the brakes, and Enderman is making a move there on Swiminen on the outside. There's a left-hander to go there. It's very difficult to pass there in that place there, but made a very well calculated move there. Swiminen is not faced by it yet, and it's very interesting to see here in these opening races the faster drivers getting around the slower ones. His reverse grids. Alex Janssen is 5th already. Started last. Ducked around safely. The big crash is there coming out of the start in turn 2. Had only the 4 wide last lap to deal with, and it goes wide there, unfortunately. Let's see what's happening a little further back. It's Gilles walking alone. 14th place there. Suleiman Noteboom and Nicky Dekker out for this race. We see Gilles has a little bit of damage on his front wing here. Very unfortunate, and Tigelaar is probably having some troubles as well, since he is losing a lot of time here. And Econ is 10th, must have happened something to him as well. Might not have dodged everyone perfectly there, but I don't see any damages on his car, so that's good news for him. Well, we move back to Enderman and Sobner. Enderman with the move on the inside there, very well done there, is making a move fairly soon probably on Nuaf as well. And let's see Atkins in front of Nuaf. Let's see if these 4 can make it a battle. And it's Atkins pulling away from Nuaf at the moment. Might be that Nuaf has sustained some damage to his car. We see Perotega, I think they're entering the pits. Oh, it's Jonas Gilles, excuse me. Well, Enderman moving in behind Nuaf, and they're both locking up their brakes. Swollen is choosing the safe route, trying to preserve his tires. And here is Enderman. Enderman is going to try it up here, going into the long right-hander. Uphill, here he is, placing his car on the inside of the turn there. Very well done there by Enderman. Brakes late, blocks up, undercut by Simon Nuaf. Kenzie Nuaf, and Kenzie Nuaf has gotten around Enderman again. Has now the inside line here, approaching the hairpin. And it's a lot more battles than that going on here. Alex Johnson is passing Simon Frelick there. It's Wellinga and Demis Tigelaar losing a lot of places as well. It's incredible the pace Jensen is having to be already running in P2 at the moment. And Frelick is right there. And in the back we can see it. It's Enderman still has passed Nuaf as well. So he'll make his way onto Daryl Atkins. Well, we are back with the leaders of the race. It's Danebird in first position, being followed by Alex Jensen. And Danebird almost loses it in the last corner. Makes room for Alex Jensen, who is getting around him. And Simon Frelick now has to choose his spot where to do the same. And Danebird with a very late braking action there. Gotta be careful, he won't damage his car. Would be a shame to lose second place like that. And Frelick is going to try something fairly soon as well. Doesn't want to lose a whole lot to Janssen. Wants to make it a fight here in the second race. And here they are trying. It's also Demis Tigelaar. Surprising how well he's driving today. 5th place now. And Danebird knows he will have trouble allowing Simon Frelick the inside, so fence off the inside part there. Frelick still behind him, and Bellingham is doing a great job as well in P4, trying to keep up with the very quick Frelick here in front of him. And Enderman, we can see there in the background, has almost approached Atkins as well. So there's a lot of battles going on here right now. It's very tense. Everyone's fighting for position. Well, Alex Jensen is getting away from these two here. Danebird obviously a little bit slower than Frelick and Janssen are, and he's holding him up, but it's his right to do so. They're battling for position here. Second podium spot. And Frelick being very careful as to where he has to overtake Bird, excuse me. Enderman has gotten around the outside of Atkins. Must have had a little bit more speed than Atkins. Very well done there by Enderman, who didn't even have to wait the hairpin. And Frelick is getting onto the inside there of Bird. Very good move there in the slow left-hander. But Damebird's still there. We'll try to get a better exit here in these last two corners, coming up long start finish line and dive into the inside of Simon Frelick maybe on the first turn. Oh, and Damebird, same mistake again. He has some oversteer problems coming up the long straight, and it's a bit of a block there. And Venega, I think they did touch a little bit there. Oh, but this time Venega going around the outside of turn one, very well done there, cuts off Bird a little bit there. Might be a little bit annoyed there with the block he had to avoid. Venega is having a very busy day here, as well as in race 1, as in race 2 is full of battles. Will enjoy himself, will have some sweaty hands after this race. And we will see if Bird can make it difficult on him. While Enderman is making up time in comparison to Damon Stigelaar, who is right behind these two drivers right here. And there we are. It's very close here between these two. Oh, looked like Damebird had the better exit there. Oh, and they touch! They touch! It's Damebird punting Venega on the back. That's very unfortunate there, because both drivers are standing still there. Everyone is getting around them at the moment. Let's see there. They will fall back to behind Van Eekhoven, who is right behind Swonen. Damebird positions himself between them. And we are looking for Venega, who has fallen back to 10th even. Well, Van Eekhoven is on the inside of Damebird on the straight line, finish line here. And he is gotten around relatively easy with Damebird having a damaged front wing and all. So Van Eekhoven goes up to P9, P8, excuse me. Graphic has a little bit of a slow motion there. And let's see if Enderman can make a move on Damon Stigelaar. They're both heading onto the hairpin after the long straight here up on the hill. And it's Enderman indeed diving on the inside of the Stigelaar, and it's a matter of braking later for 5 meters, but it's Stigelaar with the undercut again. And Enderman keeps it on the inside, going down the hill again, and has one P3 with that last move there in the slow left-hander. Very well done there by Kevin Enderman, who has shown us a great move there. And Dim Stigelaar very sharp there to undercut Enderman on the right hairpin. Very well done, and has now Atkins to worry about right behind him. And here we are on board with Daryl Atkins. And we're back with Nuaf and Ekoven very close to each other. Ekoven has a lot more pace than Nuaf. Nuaf probably having suffered some damage early in the race. It's Ekoven peeking out a little hole there on the inside, going up the uphill corner to the right, and it's Ekoven with the move around Nuaf. Very well done there. It's 6th place for Van Ekoven, pushing Nuaf just a little bit to the side there. Has the inside line here on the long straight, so that's going to work in his advantage. Nuaf trying to get around him, enjoying his slipstream, but Ekoven makes some peculiar moves there to defend that line, and he is having the fight of his life here with Nuaf to protect that 6th position. It's very well done there by the two drivers. Nuaf surely in some trouble there. Won't have a very great car at the moment. While Attiglaar is getting very close to Goran Protega in the back. It's P11 and 12 here. Let's see if Attiglaar can make a move on Protega as well here. And we'll do it probably here on the long straight coming up here. It's Protega even letting Attiglaar pass there. We do see Protega having some damage on his car, so probably he is choosing to bring her home safely. Well, Atkins is still stuck behind Tigelaar. Tigelaar proving quite a challenger today to pass. Very well done there. Alex Jonsson is in 10 seconds ahead of Simon Frelick almost. Again, it will be 19 laps here today in this second race, and Ekoven has shaken off Nuaf completely after passing him there. And at the minute is living on the edge there on that hairpin. Needs to be careful that he won't spin while locking up those brakes. And Atkins, and then if Atkins and Tigelaar, excuse me, are enjoying this. Oh, a little oversteer there by both drivers. Oh, and again, Tigelaar needs to watch out there. This is going to cost him a lot of time here in this quick part of the section, quick part of the track here. But they're both motivated. Atkins really wants to get the P4, and Tigelaar wants to defend it. And while we were following Atkins and Tigelaar earlier, Slonen must have had an incident somewhere. Fell back to P14 in the pits even. Just got out. Oh, and Hogendijk having trouble here in turn 1. It's not his day today. Tigelaar closing in due to that mistake. And Dane Bird, after starting strong, has fallen back to P9. And the difference between Tigelaar and Hogendijk has been reduced to 3 seconds. So Tigelaar has to pick up the pace a little bit. Well, Dominic has made a little mistake again. Very costly there. Has now Tigelaar to concern himself about, right behind him. But it's Tigelaar with a clear advantage there, coming out of that corner, keeping the inside there. Hogendijk looking for the outside there. Doesn't want to instigate contact, and Tigelaar moves up to P11. Very well done there. Well, Atkins has lost some time to Tigelaar, who is having a great last lap here. But Van Aken now is getting bigger and bigger in his rearview mirrors. And let's see what will happen. Very curious to see as Van Aken can reach him. Enderman, after having passed Tigelaar, did look like he would run away with it, but has stalled a bit. Oh, and he spins just right in front of turn 2, loses 2 free positions even. Maybe will lose his position also to Aken. Van Aken right behind him. There he is. Oh, by braking very late there, almost loses the rear end of his car. But Enderman still ahead of Van Aken. It's going to be very tricky here. Oh, and Enderman having trouble now. Might have used up a little bit too much of his tires. And Atkins the laughing third, now back and forth. And Tigelaar has worked up his way to the podium. Oh! And as I see that, Tigelaar spins out in slow left-hander and loses 3 positions himself. And now we have a little bit of a mix-up there. Atkins in third, Enderman in fourth, and fifth is Tigelaar. Oh, that's very unfortunate. That Enderman having trouble in that last corner as well here. We see Atkins letting these guys pass. Don't know why exactly. Might be a slowdown penalty, might be because he doesn't want to interfere. But it's Van Aken and Enderman fighting it out for P3. Oh, and Enderman losing his traction again up the hill. It's Van Aken on the inside. They're side by side already. Not yet. Van Aken tucking back in behind Enderman. Will make... No, not yet. But Enderman has a very wide line entry there. It's not working to his advantage there. And Van Aken just has a lot more traction on the inside. Just rolling around Enderman. Nothing to defend against. It's very well done there by Van Aken, who conquers P3 by doing so. And it's Tigelaar fighting his way back up to the top as well. And this battle has proven very interesting there. All drivers making mistakes in some little manner. And we're in lap 17 already. Round 4, we will move to Bathurst Mount Panorama in Australia. That's going to be a tough one as well. The drivers will have to contend with the walls around the mountain there. But for now we're still in Okayama, Japan. But the gaps between these drivers seem to get a little bit bigger right now. Benninga still in P8. Lock up there. Oh, and Benninga getting around Enderman there. Enderman must have made a big mistake somewhere again. That is P4 he has now lost. That is very weird to see there. Enderman must have had a lot of troubles with his tires, heating them up too much maybe. We usually don't see these much mistakes from Enderman. They've added up, and he's having trouble there, anticipating Veninga's braking. Isn't as fast as he is, of course, so that's gonna need a little bit of an adjustment. Well, also Atkins has lost position to Nuaf, who is now moved in P5. His last 2 laps are proving very confusing. Everyone's moving around there. Well, Enderman has gotten past Veninga fairly easily up the hill. Let's see if Atkins will make a move on the inside here. By Nuaf doesn't seem so. Nope. Seems to be content there with his places. Well, Van Eekhoven is lapping here Hogendijk and Pradega, as well as Dim Stigelaar. And Jensen is in his last lap of the race right now. He has won the first race. And is looking like he's going to win the second as well. That's a perfect debut. 2 wins in a row. Well, Tigelaar and Hogendijk on your screens right now. And here we have Alex Jensen with Frelick just 3 seconds behind him. And Alex Jensen with his last to first challenger in the second race due to the inverted starting grid. Has just a couple of corners to face off with, but he is looking sharp, looking well here. Jensen turns around the last corner, coming up start finish line, wins his second race here at Okayama, makes it a sweep, 2 wins in a row, and that will mean we will have some great battles looking ahead to Mount Panorama the next 2 weeks. We have Frelick finishing up in second, will be very happy to have made up some points to Nuaf, and Van Heekoven is finishing up the podium. Well, the rest here is finishing up. It's Nuaf in 5th, Atkins in 6th, Enderman back in 7th, will be disappointed. Well, we see a few donuts been carried out. We await Bert and Tigelaar to finish up here in P9 and 10. We thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and we wish you a pleasant evening. We will see you in 2 weeks on Mount Panorama, Australia. Bye bye.